What's good, man? It's good to see you. We haven't hosted the Weekly Together in quite some time, so I'm glad to be reunited for this special winter gathering event here on Twitch. And the ID at Xbox Indie Showcase Hour is gonna be so awesome. We've got so much cool stuff coming up.
So much cool stuff indeed, and we only have hours, so we're not gonna hold you back any longer. So on today's show, we'll be showcasing and celebrating indie Xbox games. And we'll have many talented devs joining us throughout the day to talk about their games, including Shredders, Cuphead, Somerville, Hello Neighbor 2, Sniper Elite 5, and more.
And we're gonna be dropping exclusive new game trailers to let you know what games are coming to Game Pass. Plus, we'd like to give a shout out to the partners of the Twitch Gaming channel. Ally is the official financial services partner of Twitch Gaming. Chipotle is the official restaurant of Twitch Gaming. And American Eagle is the official apparel partner of Twitch Gaming. Many thanks to our sponsors for making this channel possible.
That's right. And just as important as our beautiful sponsors, you, beautiful chat. Make sure you're a part of today's show. Talk in the chat because we're going to be showcasing all your loveliness right here at the bottom. So make sure that you say something cool. Give us some ideas and give us some thoughts because we're going to showcase it. Not only that, I just want to remind you that all Twitch gaming shows are co-streamable. So make sure you get together, co-stream it, bring your community to the forefront. Me and Andrea sit here and be like, hey, how you doing? All right? So join in on the fun.
I see a bunch of people already dropping some emotes in the chat. That is wonderful. What's good, Tyler? From the What's Good Games community. See Lonely Animation, Crimson Dragoon, Kenro. A bunch of people joining us in the chat for the ID at Xbox Hour. It's gonna be great, you guys. So keep all those reactions coming. We love to see it. So, Technique, did you happen to catch the Game Awards last night?
Oh yes, of course I caught it. It was an amazing event. There's a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of trailers out there, but the cool thing is today we have some stuff that wasn't shown. So I'm excited about that as well. How about yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I think that it was a really fun show. I really enjoyed the performance at the end, the Imagine Dragons with Darren Korb and Ashley Barrett of Supergiant Games, the mashup between that fantastic theme song, Build a Wall from Bastion, that they mashed up with the theme song from Arcane.
Yes.
I thought that performance was really, really cool. But as you mentioned, you know, there was a bunch of trailers, some of which we're going to talk about on the show, but we also, as you mentioned, have some brand new, never before seen stuff because we know you guys in chat want the freshy fresh. So we're going to deliver,
That's right.
Don't worry.
That's right. So let's stop waving the carrot in front of your faces. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let's get into it. First up, we have a first look at Sniper Elite 5. Let's take a look at it. Boom.
Rated M for mature.
(1944). My mission? Kill all high-ranking officers. Find out what Operation Kraken is really all about. What happens next could change the course of the war.
Oh, good. I hope so.
Let's be on that, all right? I meant that. That's how I talk, okay? Sniper Elite 5, Andrea. Bullets coming from everywhere. We got the effects. When the bullet enters, we can see it enter and exit. Ooh, I don't know how you feel about Sniper Elite 5, but it looks so cool.
Well, it's really great that they brought this franchise back. So Sniper Elite's been around for a really long time, of course. This franchise is known for those slow-mo skeleton breaking moves that you saw in the trailer there. And we haven't gotten mainstay in the franchise since 2017, I believe. But we did get the VR version of the game, which came out, and it seemed that people really loved that. So excited to see Sniper Elite back with Sniper Elite 5. And I have to say, this is a game that I think has really done a great job of making itself stand out in the pack of all of the first-person shooters that exist in the world, third-person shooters that exist in the world. They've really kind of set themselves apart, and I think it's gonna be a good one.
I believe so. I mean, I'm all about the stealth tactics and popping people from a distance. But chat, let us know what you think. Are you all about the Sniper Elite 5? You are blazing in glory, or are you going in there from the distance? Sniper Elite 5 will teach you, because if you try to go in there blazing glory, they're gonna teach you real fast that you better stay in the shadows and shoot those bullets from a distance, okay? Or sneak up and do your thing. But let us know. Let us know. I'm very interested in seeing what you have to say.
And while you guys are putting your thoughts in the chat, we are gonna keep moving along, because as Technique mentioned, we've got a lot to show you. So we have more trailer reveals for you right now. Up next, some exclusive trailers for you all. Let's take a look.
Right, yes, indie game from Coasting? Coatsing over the moon, souls like heroes. Here we go. In the age of the great forgetting, a spreading pixelation renders everything and everyone into decay. The land of Nostalgia needs a high-fidelity hero.
Go away, hero! We don't want you here!
Right. But what maketh a hero? Dost thou possesseth a thirst for adventure? Shall ye show valor in the face of fearsome enemies? And will thee restore peace, harmony, and fidelity to the people? For you are the last hero of Nostalgia. And what even is that? Is this a joke? You're the most pixelated thing here. You can't save anyone. No wonder they were booing. It's like a placeholder. Like someone forgot to load in the hero.
Oh boy, last year of nostalgia. I love how they broke that word up. Looks amazing.
Not to be confused with nostalgia, right?
Yes, yeah, not to be confused because nostalgia is not a place. I can't. Anyway,
Well,
the
it could be
announcement
if you
was
try hard
amazing.
enough.
If you try hard enough, you can get there. I heard it. I haven't visited there too often, but you know, it might be a little bit of vacancies there. But this is a brand new trailer that was announced in Xbox release. I mean, we were talking about variety, right? We have a lot of variety coming from Xbox Game Pass.
Absolutely. These were 4 very different trailers for very different games. And what I think is really awesome is that not only are we getting to look at these, but you can actually play some of these games. So the kind of Winter Demo Fest is happening on Xbox right now. So the Tunic and the Loot River demos are currently available on the Xbox store right now through December 21st if you guys would like to test them out and give them a go. I love a good demo. I like the try before you buy, but so many of these games are also in Game Pass, so it's not like you even have to buy them.
Yep. One of the best things that can happen to Xbox. But up next, we'll be talking to Dirk Van Welden, the CEO of Phone Punch, who's the team behind Shredders. It's a love letter to snowboarding movies and community taking place in a vast open mountain. So let's take a look and see what Shredder has to bring to the table, or the mountain.
Phone Punch.
Welcome back to Shred-ageddon. Here's a new trick. Let's go. This is really good. Holy sluthering whip whoop!
Play it day one with Xbox Game Pass.
And welcome to the show, the CEO of Phone Punch. It's Dirk Van Welden. Dirk, we're so glad that you're here and that you're showing off Shredders.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and good evening. It's evening here in Europe, so.
Oh yes,
evening.
Those glorious time changes.
Yeah.
Well, we of course are here at the Winter Gathering on Twitch, and how fitting that we are going to be talking about playing in the powder that is your game. I love the tagline, for writers, by writers. Can you tell us all what exactly that means to you and your development team?
First of all, most of our developers are actually snowboarders. So me and the co-founder of Phone Punch, Marcus, have been snowboarders our entire lives. Played snowboarding games since on the first Xbox console, so amped snowboarding. And we figured out we want to make an awesome snowboarding game because it's about time that the new snowboarding game is on the platform. So yeah, it's really it's trying to mix like the perfect balance of realisticness and gameplay and the right feeling. So we kind of want to make the skate of snowboarding. So we love the skate games, and we wanted to bring like the same feeling in this game.
Now, Dirk, I have to say, I'm a huge fan of snowboarding games in general, and it's been a long time since I had that feel. The things that stood out the most to me was it made me feel like Amped back in the day. It's been so long since I've touched that game. The open worldness of it, being multiplayer, like a true open world multiplayer snowboarding game that bring back the series. What was the inspiration that led to this Shredders?
Well, definitely Amped, because I actually bought an Xbox. I was in university, I guess, first year of college, and I bought an Xbox to play Amped because it was like, yeah, finally a snowboarding game with like real slopes and kind of some realistic moves in there. At some point we were like, yeah, let's do another snowboarding game with like realistic movements and tight controls. And it's like we start watching snowboard movies, watched a bunch of pros on Instagram that are actually in the game, so we have a big pro lineup.
Oh, wow.
And so all of those combined, like those Instagrams and the snowboard movies that we saw, they all inspired us, and like the environments you get. So we have a whole bunch of environments like industrial areas, all Italian villages, or typical snow parks. It's all in there, and it's all inspired by movies and by the pros that we're following and that are in the game.
That's awesome. I'm curious. Even though snowboarding is obviously more of a solo sport, it's still fun to do with friends. Is there going to be multiplayer in this game?
Yeah, of course. Like when you boot a game, and if you see other good boarders, there are probably going to be other online players. So it'll be kind of the same feeling you have as in Forza Horizon, but hopefully like people get together at the same spots and see each other jumping. You can also, for example, switch to a drone and start flying around a specific jump and see other players doing crazy tricks. So yeah, it's definitely multiplayer. We're trying to focus. Hopefully, like we'll try to work more and more on that multiplayer aspect. We have a lot of ideas for it. Yeah, first of all, we want to get as many players as possible on the same slope and just have fun together and ride together.
Oh, wow. I am so excited to see what comes of Shredders in chat.
Awesome.
I know you're excited too, so make sure you ask your questions, put it in the chat. Let's hear it. A true multiplayer open world snowboarding game. I'm so excited for it. Well, unfortunately, I could talk about this all day, about, shredding the slope, so to speak. But before you say goodbye, can you tell the audience where we can find more information about Shredders and yourself?
Yeah, it's actually all Shredders Game, so at Shredders Game on Twitter, on Instagram, and we also have shreddersgame.com, so you can find all info there. Just follow us, and there's also a Discord channel, so feel free to drop in and ask some questions.
Well, I'm definitely going to be hitting the slope soon. Thank you so very much for joining us, Dirk. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope you have a fantastic day, and good luck with Shredders.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Have fun. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was a fun look at an upcoming snowboarding game, but we've got even more trailer reveals for you guys right now. Up next, a look at what's coming to Game Pass.
Thing about the Weird West is, it ain't kind. Flesh eaters took your husband, killed your son cold. Time to dig up them shooting irons. The town, flesh eaters were here. Time for some persuasion. How you gonna play this out? Clean and quiet? Or something more resolute? An oddity. Something wakes up inside of you. Trail's still hot. Time to get hunting. But there are more than two ways to skin a hare. You'll find yourself wearing different pairs of boots with different persuasions. You can use them smarts real quiet-like. Or you can tap into something a bit less conventional and bring the West to its knees. Regardless, if you want to survive, you're gonna need to experiment. Use the land to your advantage. Bend the West to your will. Or shoot, become your own force of nature and bring the West to its knees. This here, it's just a sampling of what's in store. Your actions, they'll inspire tall tales. Tales of brutality, of the occult, the perverse. When they gather around the campfire, they'll speak your name and tremble. Welcome to the Weird West.
What's happening?
I beseech you.
No questions. We have to go.
You have suffered enough. The war has taken everything from you. But don't lose faith. I will find a cure for the corrosion.
Look out! He's corroded!
I'd start running if I were you.
I'll show you how it's done. Traitor, lend me your strength.
Massacre mode activated.
Let's go!
This will hurt. Not in a good way.
30年前、金属でできた奇妙な飛行船がこの地に飛来した。
Rated everyone.
Man, the Weird West. We got a lot of variety on that Xbox Game Pass. So the Weird West, surprisingly, right? Launch pre-order right now. It just dropped. That looked really good. I'm definitely going to jump on that. And Frog Detective, you know, I thought he had his pants all the way up here, but it was a sweater. But anyway, I was like, man, you know what? One day. Anyway, Frog Detective Collection and Frog Detective 3 for PC Game Pass. Funny enough that we said PC Game Pass, Andrew. Remember last night we found out about that, right? Anyway.
Yeah,
What's your favorite thing that you saw today?
Yeah, it's been such a wild ride watching how Game Pass has really evolved since it kind of first debuted, and no shortage of diversity in titles here. I saw some love for Frog Detective in the chat, which I thought was great, but obviously the game that stole my heart, Paparazzi. This game looks so adorable. I'm definitely going to play that. I'm glad we finally got a release date, so it's coming to Xbox Game Pass on January 20th, though. Just over a month away. You can get your hands on all the puppers.
All the puppies. Pet all the pups. It is confirmed.
Pet the pups. Well, we can't pet them right now, Technique, because we got more stuff to go. This is going to be a jam-packed hour, you guys. Up next, our next guest is Chris Olsen, a dev at Jumpship, who is bringing us Somerville. Somerville is a post-apocalyptic adventure following a family trying to guide themselves through a ruined alien landscape. Let's take a look at the trailer.
And welcome, Chris Olsen, the game director and co-founder of Jumpship. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doing great now. Somerville, like I said, I saw the trailer last night, and then we got to see it again, and I got another rehashing of everything. Wow, it seems intense, always on the run. Was that the atmosphere and the feelings that you were trying to get players with this trailer?
Yeah, I guess I kind of always gravitate towards vulnerability in a character, and I think it's kind of the direction we've gone with this one. The game revels in that sort of sense of vulnerability that you don't see often. I find that a lot of games, they very quick to empower you, and this game certainly takes its time, if at all, empowering you. So yeah, I think the kind of vibe that we're putting out is what we've always set out to do. Kind of have you live out sort of very grounded repercussions as a family in the wake of sort of these bombastic events. So yeah, that is what we're doing.
Awesome. So could you explain a little bit about what genre of game this is? Because it's a little bit tough to tell with gameplay in the trailer exactly like what players are going to be doing.
Yeah, so I'd say it's quite difficult because, you know, people jump to conclusions really quickly, I find. You know, is it a puzzle platformer? It's not a puzzle platformer. You know, we don't have a jump button. You're not sort of leaping around. You're not moving too many things around to get on top of them. I would say the closest sort of genre you could name it is probably an adventure game, a sci-fi adventure, and it sort of mechanically it's quite diverse. I think I was very keen to sort of have the mechanics be grounded in kind of the context of what's going on. So we're not, as a team, we're not really into finding a kind of game loop that we want to extract and sort of and repeat. But mechanically, I'd say it's in line with an adventure game. very tactile feel, very game feel heavy. It's about exploring the world. But yeah, I'd say there's little things in the trailer that we've touched on, and you know, obviously we had that first trailer in E3, and you got to see a little bit of running about, a little bit of moving, and a little bit of physical contact with things. But we started to hint in this newest trailer towards, you know, some sort of potentially special abilities that John has. There's that tunnel shot where we're kind of cleaning this sort of alien matter as we're moving through. So, but you know, it's hard to maintain the mystery and also kind of let people know what kind of game it's going to be. So we're being quite careful with that. But genre-wise, adventure game, expect good game feel, and yeah.
Well, atmospheric pressure is definitely what I got from the trailer. So I have to ask, how did this project start overall? And what was the deciding factor? You say, you know what, I want to put a feel that I don't see often in games. What was that deciding factor like?
So like the genesis of the project was it's my own kind of personal project that I had, and I was kind of fostering for a good 2 years before it became a real thing. Eventually, I collaborated with my current business partner, Dino Patti, and he kind of legitimized it. And he, you know, I worked in film for 10 years plus before this, and I'd always want to make a game, but the tools were pretty inaccessible until now. But for me, my guiding light is not really an intent to kind of make a change in the industry or anything, or drop anything, you know, particularly, you know, that I see a hole in the industry. I just want to make a game that I want to play, and as long as I'm sort of heading towards that point, I think that's been a good guiding light for me. And if, you know, and that way you're not too worried about what people think, and it's quite a peaceful place to live in.
Hey, I love that answer. I love it. So, chat, if you want to find out more, but before you go, because I know you got to get back into making this awesome game, where can chat find more about the game and yourself, your studio?
So all our links are on @Jumpship Studio on Twitter, or our website, jumpship.co.uk. There you can see some links to whatever you want to get to. Yeah.
Thank you so very much for taking time today of this awesome game. Chat, make sure you jump in on that. Keep your eyes out, because it's going to be awesome. Thank you so very much. Enjoy your day, and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you. Ooh, Andrea, I don't know. That game looks so intense. It's just stressing me out looking at it, which I like. I love the feels of it. I can't wait.
Intense in a good way, though.
Yes, very good way. Very good way. Well, talk about intense. I said this was a power hour, Andrea. I mean, we're hitting at it, but we really mean it. So we have a lot more coming up right here on ID at Xbox. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Go anywhere.
Welcome back, everybody. We hope that you're having a great time with us here at the ID at Xbox Indie Games Showcase at the Winter Gathering. I'm Andrea Renee, along with Technique TV, and we're just gonna keep things rolling, Frank. Up next, we have another exclusive trailer for y'all. Let's take a look at the highly anticipated Hello Neighbor 2.
Welcome to Hello Neighbor 2. In this game, you'll be playing as Quentin, a journalist investigating a series of missing persons cases in the open world of Raven Brooks. Create your own adventure as you interact with a host of new characters and take on the infamous Mr. Peterson, a suspect who has been hiding from police and is now designed with a neural network. But trust no one. Everyone's a suspect. Get your hands on the exclusive closed beta for Hello Neighbor 2 with pre-order starting April 7th, 2022, and be the first on the case in the open world of Raven Brooks.
Hello Neighbor over here. Not in Frankland. We bye-bye neighbor. Knocking down doors. Andrew, I don't know about that. Hello Neighbor 2. What's your thoughts? You ready for your neighbor to come to you? Come knocking on your door? I don't know if I can stomach that.
Listen, in the era of the pandemic, I'm not really ready for anybody to knock on my door, particularly a nefarious-looking character like we saw there. But I know that there are lots of folks out there who are super excited that Hello Neighbor is back with Hello Neighbor 2. And that announcement, of course, of the exclusive beta coming to Xbox on April 7th next year, which is great. So mark your calendars, all of you fans of your creepy neighbors out there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Mr. Peterson or us being the creepers, but chat, what do you think? You all about this Hello Neighbor 2? What would you do if you had somebody that you suspect? Hopefully you wouldn't just go on their property and do stuff like that. You just ask them for some stuff. Anyway, we'll hold that to our own.
Keep it legal.
Let's get into something that's a little bit more lighthearted than our little freaking neighbor. Next up, we have Chad Moldenhauer from Studio MDHR, who created an incredible hit game. You may know it, some little game called Cuphead. This game has some new surprises in store for us after all this time. Can't wait to show you. So let's take a look at the trailer.
Looks like it's bon voyage to our old pals Cuphead, Bugman, and the lovely Miss Chalice. They're off on their next adventure, this time to the fabled DLC Island. What challenges await in this enchanted land? What better way to explore the island than with a leisurely climb into the mountains? Just remember to watch your step. Or perhaps the icy tundra is more to your liking. Don't forget to pack your mittens. Look out for the walloping winter whale. Next stop, the dramatic Western Plains under the watchful eye of Sheriff Winchester. Yee-haw! But what's this? Why, it's Chef Saltbaker with his famous cookies. He's the best baker in the land. His cookies are sure to put some pep in your step. Oh! And you'll need it for there's a new challenge waiting around every corner on the amazing DLC Island.
And welcome to the show, the creative director at Studio MDHR. It's Chad Moldenhauer. Chad, we're super excited to have you here to talk about Cuphead today.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
So it was an awesome performance last night at the Game Awards. A really fun musical number, complete with the little flapper singers. I loved all the stylings of it. And of course, we got this trailer that we just took a look at. You guys have been working on this for quite a while now. How long has The Last Delicious Course been in development?
We have been working on it for quite a long time. We had a green developer problem of announcing the game way too early before we even went into production. So it looks like we've been working on it longer than it has, but we know for next time, keep things under wraps before you announce.
That's a life lesson right there, period. And I see the award back there. That's beautiful. The one thing that shines the most in Cuphead that I love is style. Everything you do collectively is style. Going down to the advertisement, the marketing, the gameplay. What was the deciding factor? Complete was like, we want to go with this. We love to see the inspiration behind it. What brought about this style for the game itself?
The style has just always been something that we've loved. Like a lot of people in our studio, and my brother and my wife, and we just really want to hone in on everything 1930s, at least for the next couple rounds of stuff that we had in our minds for gameplay ideas and the vision that we had. And that kind of comes down onto every facet of what we do. So if we're doing, this DLC trailer, we don't just want to push out some gameplay clips and show it. We really start thinking about what else was there during that era. We can borrow different art styles and play around with stuff that we may not necessarily get to put into a game. And it's really interesting to us to just, share this kind of stuff with the world and really pick at each and every detail.
It's gorgeous.
So what we've seen so far in the trailer seems to look a lot like the main game. Would you say that there is any marked differences between gameplay and style of, the original game and what players are going to find in the DLC?
Yeah, I think once people really start sinking their hands into this, they're going to notice, well, at least we hope, that this is really a send-off to the 1930s for us. So we really pushed ourselves in all facets of art and gameplay and animation. And we pack this to the point where we probably are going a little insane. Packed it too much for what a DLC should be, at least in the art side of things. As an example, one phase of DLC boss will be more animation than an entire boss from the original game. And we even with all of that, we made sure that we honed the gameplay to still be fast twitch and arcade-like, even more so than the original game.
I think that's awesome. I love this style. Obviously, fans of Cuphead are enamored with what you guys have done. I think we have a really fun question from Unicorn in the chat who was saying, was the animation and art created like the old Mickey Mouse frame by frame or no?
Ooh. Yes, we are insane enough that even all of the DLC stuff and the original Cuphead, everything is hand-drawn on paper and then hand-inked on paper, frame by frame. So it's a real painful but awesome craft that we all enjoy.
I call that passion and dedication, 100%.
Or craziness.
It just made me love the game even more.
Yeah, or craziness.
Yeah, that too. We all got a little bit of us in us. Oh, wow. Well,
I think that it shows, though, the dedication to what you guys have done. And clearly fans are patient people. They're like, whenever it's ready, we'll all be very eager and grateful to play it because we know that you and your team have put so much love and care into creating not only the original game, but of course the last Delicious Course as well, which we finally have a release date for.
Finally. Oh yeah, no, we're excited to get this into our fans' hands. There's still a little bit of work left that we have to push ourselves to wrap up, but the amount of love that is poured into this game, you know, from the animation even down to the music, with recording using over 100 musicians to record the soundtrack and exploring even some new styles and themes of music in that era. It's just, we can't wait. We're super, super excited.
Well, Chad, thank you so much for coming by the Winter Gathering today. And as we mentioned, we're all hyped for the new trailer that's out. As you guys saw, it's coming next summer. And we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And good luck on wrapping up the game before you guys launch.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to have a good time and hope you guys have a great rest of the day.
Wow.
All right, you guys, we
back.
are just trying to keep things packed in here, Technique. We just got to keep things rolling because I could have kept talking about Cuphead, I'm going to be honest. But we've got more trailer reviews for you guys right now. Next up, we've got new trailers, so not things that you have seen before. We've got A Memoir Blue and the world premiere of Cities Skylines. Let's take a look.
But I'm there too.
Hit me with the feels and then give me airport DLC. City Skylines, I'm just gonna say on this part, I had a lot of frustration. I'm not really good at those games, okay? Throwing in an airport on top of that,
It's okay to admit that.
People are just gonna be mad at me in general. I'm not gonna be doing anything with that. I'm gonna try my best, we'll see. Oh my goodness, and Memoir Blue looks so in the feels. I've been in the feels.
Oh, the music of that trailer just gets you emotional. And like, you haven't even seen the gameplay, right? It's just the mood setting.
Yeah, we had a good contrast between the two because City Skyline had that snazziness, and I was digging it. And then they were like, "We're gonna give you airports." I was like, "Oh yeah," so people are gonna be mad at me. Okay, great. Well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that chat and hope you get into it and let us know how it fared for you when the day comes for that. We got some dates on there, so make sure you jump in and find. Well, our next guest is Eka, a creative director from Outer Loop Games, and today Outer Loop is debuting their new title, Thirsty Suitors. Let's take a look.
Hey, y'all. You've been reckless with other people's hearts for so long, Jala. It was a matter of time before you wrecked your own. Morning, Ma. Wow, Jala.
Hi, Auntie.
You pissed off your exes so much, they organized against you.
Are we flirting? Or are we fighting?
Come closer and find out. Amma! Time to cook. That's acceptable. Coming soon. Patience.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh my goodness.
Good. Oh my gosh, it's
I'm
so
sorry.
good to see you. Please welcome the creative director of Outer Loop Games. Technique is just laughing because that trailer is hysterical. I think it's the
Every day.
disappoint your parents line at the end that really
Right.
drives it home.
Yes.
This is such a fun debut from you guys. For people who aren't familiar, Outer Loop, of course, the creators of Falcon Age. Can you tell us a little bit about, the inspiration for this game and what players can expect?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot going on in that trailer. The inspiration is, it's like a lot of our lived experiences as immigrants and South Asian folks, and we wanted to do it's a RPG game, but there's turn-based combat and you're fighting your exes, but then there's also skating, which you do in between battles, and then there's cooking with your mom and trying to reconcile your relationship. So it's really the main character Jala she's pretty bad off in the beginning, so you're trying to kind of repair your relationships, and the game is all about reconciling and repairing and a celebration of that. So if that makes any sense altogether, but there's a lot going on in it.
A lot going on indeed in the trailer, and I'm gonna tell you, nothing short of brilliance. I love it. The first thing that caught me was, I guess was it her grandmother who was spinning the weight with her fingers. I mean, this was some wild stuff going on. So what?
Yeah,
I feel like the theme today is style. There's so much style being brought in. How much of that is incorporated to bring more wholesome mood, or is it there to just have comedy and teach a lesson at the same time?
I mean, it's certainly our perspective on it is like we haven't really seen a lot of modern takes on South Asian culture and themes, so that was a big part of it. And style-wise, I mean, this is kind of stuff we like to do. Like, we like stylized characters, and the theme kind of lends itself to be very over the top, as you see with some of the slipper and giant mom and things like that, and your auntie who's a weightlifter. So yeah, I mean, all of that kind of it fits with the style and the theme of the game, and the name, of course, Thirsty Suitors. So I mean, it's sort of the whole mood of it.
I have to admit, when I saw the name was Thirsty Suitors, my mind immediately went to dating sim, but this is an adventure game, right? Is that the kind of genre you would classify it as?
Yeah, I mean, I guess almost there's a lot of things that can call yourself an RPG. I mean, there's leveling and RPG-like stuff, but I would say it's more action-adventure and RPG. There's progression and there's a narrative. So, I mean, if you're familiar with Yakuza-type games, it's like a smaller version of something like that. With a narrative.
Ooh, okay. Now my interest is piqued. I think I have a better idea, because when you were describing the gameplay, I was like, this seems like a bunch of different interesting types of gameplay. I mean, you mentioned combat and you mentioned cooking.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're essentially trying to repair your relationship with your mom and your folks, because you've been out of town and haven't talked to them in a while. So the cooking aspect is kind of like a combat. I mean, but instead of fighting an opponent or your ex, you're trying to win your mom's approval. So there's like an approval meter, and you're trying to do the best that you can.
Oh, wow.
Well, hopefully we don't fail at getting our mom's approvals. I wish I could talk to you more about this game. I think it looks awesome. Unplayable State in the chat says, when can I play this? And then I would add, where can people learn more about Thirsty Suitors?
Yeah, as far as we haven't announced a date yet, hopefully some point next year. We're still working on it. We've been working on it for a while. As for more information, Outerloop Game or outerloopgames.com or thirstysuitors.com or Outerloop Games on Twitter would be the best place.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for popping by our stream today. Congrats on the big announcement and good luck with the rest of your guys' dev cycle. I'm sure it's going to be a fun one.
Thank you so much.
Thirsty Suitors. I mean, the title alone has me very interested. It makes you ask that question, what? And then when you watch it, you're like, oh? So just a lot of sounds coming out of me at this point. I'm digging it. Something I might jump into for sure. What about yourself?
I mean, I love the team over at Outerloop Games, so I'm definitely going to be playing Thirsty Suitors for sure. I mean, I, like you mentioned, love the style of this game, and as Echo was talking about, this is a type of game or style that's really underrepresented, and I think that's really awesome. That's part of Outerloop's core as a development team, that they really want to focus on stories that aren't really being told in the video game landscape. And so I really love that, not only about this game and what Outerloop Games is doing, but so many of the games that we saw in our ID at Xbox showcase today are so diverse and come from such different teams and hit so many different genres. I think what's wonderful about the indie dev scene overall.
That's right. I agree with you. But chat, this is not it for us here at the Winter Gathering. So stay tuned for a full day of Chat's Choice Awards content on Twitch Gaming, and starting next with the pre-show, followed by all the glitz and glam of the main event.
And of course, we would like to thank everybody who participated in the show with us today. Dirk Van Welden, from Phone Punch, Chris Olsen from Jump Ship, and we've got Chad Moldenhauer from Studio MDHR, and of course, Eka from Outerloop, who we just spoke with. Technique, you are busy moving and shaking these days. Where can people follow you and find out what you're up to?
You have to listen to this. I'm gonna go fast, like Sonic fast, as they so say. So twitch.tv/Technique, no you know E, just a Q at the end. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Technique TV, no you know E, just a Q at the end, and add a TV at the end. That's where you can find me. Andrew, we can't leave without you telling me where can they find you.
That was impressive. The easiest place to keep up with everything I'm doing is on Twitter at Andrea Renee. You can also follow our channel here on Twitch at What's Good Games. And of course, check out the podcast. A new episode dropped this morning. And yeah, we got new episodes every week.
Girl, on fire. And we know what else was on fire? All the shows we got coming up. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and throw it back. We're going to check you later, but we'll be back, right? We'll be back. All right.
Oh, yeah.
See you guys later. Have a good day. And stay tuned. Bye.